December 18th, 2022. My name is Lukasz Krebzinski. This is testimony number 4 about PayPal. PayPal accounts. I think there might be something connected to the case as well. The underlying theme here is identity theft. So PayPal would be, as other financial instruments, would hold some sort of, there would be some relevance to it, right? So my first account that I opened with PayPal was most likely 2004 and 5. This is when it first started operating in Poland. It was linked with my dad's credit card, obviously with his consent. So I would buy, stuff from eBay and everything. I would use it, and so that was my first eBay PayPal account. When I was in the UK, I was briefly in the UK, late November, very end of November 2005. When Poland joined the European Union, I think in 2004. So that first wave of, let's say, immigrants, right? My sister moved to the UK around that time. She was living in Leicester. So I joined her in Leicester. End of November 2005. I was there until end of May 2006. This is when I got my national insurance, right? In Leicester 2006, right before my departure. So when I was in the UK, obviously the Polish PayPal wouldn't work, so I had to open a separate PayPal account linked with my British card, right? I opened up an account with Lloyd's in Leicester, Narborough Road. I went there with my sister to the branch to open an account. So I was there sitting with my sister. Maybe of some relevance, maybe not. Going back to PayPal, right? So 2005, most likely this is when I opened it, or early 2006. This is the PayPal account that I'm using until this day, linked with my British, bank debit card, right? Linked to that account that I opened in Leicester in 2005 or early 2005, December 2005. I'm using still until this day, right? So that's that. I had a couple of accounts that I opened in 2012 that were linked to, like business, but I haven't really used them. But the reason I'm mentioning this Polish account, the reason I think it's of significance, in 2015, Sebastian, the same guy who invited me to the camping trip in 2020, after not seeing me for 5 years, right? All of a sudden, after 5 years, he invites me to a camping trip, right? The same guy in 2015, he supposedly sold some sort of a military collectible, like some sort of a vest, chest rig or something used by an actual, special forces or something. He sold it for a substantial amount, I don't know, 400, 300 euros to an Italian guy. And he asked me whether I could accommodate the payment via PayPal because he didn't have a PayPal account. So obviously I agreed to that. I said, yeah, sure. So the guy sent the money to me, to my PayPal, the Polish PayPal, the first one that I opened, linked with my email, capture5@wp.pl, yeah. So the Italian guy sent me the money to that account. And then after a week or two, he opened up a case. That, the item is, and then Sebastian shipped it, supposedly, that item. And then the Italian guy opens up a case on PayPal stating that the item is not as described, that this is some sort of a knockoff, some sort of a cheap copy or something. He sent some pictures or whatever. And when he opened up this case, that amount of 400 euros was frozen on my account, right? So obviously at the time I became liable to pay that amount to PayPal, right? So I even received some letter, and then my parents, they sent it to my parents' flat when the address that I used was using the whole time, right? My parents' flat, some sort of a chaser for money. So obviously I started chasing Sebastian, like, dude, what are you doing, right? I started chasing him for that. He wired me the money. He wired me the money back. He mentioned something about dissolving some sort of insurance fund that he had in order to pay it off. It just sounded kind of strange, but this also is of some significance because I did the very same thing with one of my. It's just going to be too much explaining, but I did the same thing in 2013. There was some sort of a loan that I took. There was some sort of a fund, insurance fund attached to it. In order to cancel it, you would only get a fraction of the money that loan allocated to that insurance fund, if that makes sense. But there was, it sounded like something similar to maybe he was a hint, maybe he was hinting, right? But like, it's at that time was irrelevant to me. What are you telling me this? What are you telling me this? Just send me the money, right? He sent me the money, not all of it. There was I think till this day there was like 200 zlotys lacking or something, but I covered it with my own, out of my own funds. And the guy sent the vest back to me. Turned out to be some cheap, knockoff, not even close to anything resembling something authentic, right? I still have it. As a matter of fact, it's just, it's perhaps it was some sort of a stage situation or anything. But ultimately, the main point of this video is that PayPal account was then blocked for some reason. I tried logging in the other day, so this is 2015 again. I tried logging in on that account, and like I said, I wasn't actively using it because I was using my, I live in the United Kingdom, so I'm using my British PayPal account. The Polish one, I wasn't even, it was there, right? But it was blocked. I tried logging in and I got a prompt, please call customer services or something. I tried calling them, I couldn't reach them, and after a couple of attempts, I just forgot about it because, like I said, I wasn't using it actively. One of the themes in this case is identity theft, right? So this situation could have been staged to establish that, right? Because what happens is Sebastian sells something, payment goes to me, case gets opened on my account, right? And then I get the product shipped back to me that he sent, right? It establishes something. Perhaps that was the purpose of that, right? And again, Sebastian is the very same Sebastian that invited me to that camping trip in 2020, after not seeing me for 5 years, despite multiple, just like with Mateo, aka testimony number 2, right? 2015, there's multiple conversations that we have about meeting up, catching up. It never happens. Same with Sebastian. If you go through our messenger, right, there will be, let's meet up XYZ, let's meet up then, and then nothing happens. 5 years, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden in 2020 he invites me to a camping trip. Like I said, 2015, strange PayPal purchase. 2015, my Polish PayPal gets blocked. I can't, I haven't really tried unlocking it till this day. Perhaps this is something I should start working on. But yeah, this might be of some significance, hence this video, right? Follow for more.